event, or in fact if it even happened. It could be just a good premise to sell some books, and I will be leaving a link to it below, but it still speaks to a clearly obvious trend of wealth becoming more and more insulated. One of the takeaways from Rushkoff's book and article was the question that has started dominating the mind of ultra-wealthy people. The actual bunkers were just an extension of a trend of people trying to hide themselves away from a society that doesn't like them. Now, this isn't some metaphorical, the real bunkers are the enemies we have made along the way, but it is the third reason why this is all incredibly stupid. There aren't many people in the world that have more influence over how successful our society is than the people who can afford these multi-million-dollar bunkers. It would be much better for everybody if they simply used their resources to avoid these problems in the first place rather than planning on how to deal with them once they become a reality. But an increasingly popular philosophy amongst the same group of people means that some of them might actually want this to happen. Accelerationism is the idea that radical change can be brought about by intentionally intensifying capital accumulation, technological change, and demographic shifts to destabilize traditional systems and effectively rebuild something better from the metaphorical or literal ashes. On the surface, the whole thing sounds absolutely insane, but the broad ideas of the theory have been adopted by a lot of very high-profile individuals like Sam Altman, Gary Tan, Elon Musk, Rupert Murdoch, and Peter Thiel. Most of these people are heavily involved in technology, so making big claims about how the world can be radically reshaped by their AI systems might just be an effective way to create buzz around the capabilities of their companies. Or it could be that they are running these companies with this kind of inherently unstable future in mind. Before he was a household name, Sam Altman of OpenAI in an interview with The New Yorker said that he had an arrangement with Thiel whereby in the eventuality of some kind of systematic collapse scenario, synthetic virus breakout, rampaging AI, resource war between nuclear-armed states, so forth, they both get on a private jet and fly to property Thiel owns in New Zealand. Now, another possibility is that all of this could just be a way for people to justify to themselves that hoarding wealth and recklessly experimenting with potentially dangerous technology is all to serve a bigger purpose than their own personal enrichment. Who is to say? Joe Scott made an amazing and fairly balanced video on accelerationism a few months ago where he went into a lot more details than I did here, so I will leave a link to him down below. Most of his videos are awesome. Even if all of this is just something for really rich people to work on in their spare time, it has created a huge industry in and of itself, and there are people ready to hype up the inevitability of the end of the world if it secures them a contract to dig a multi-million-dollar hole in the ground. Now, another element to this is how these billionaires have handpicked countries to set up these rather serious operations in. Last month, Jeff Bezos settled on this $90 million mansion on Indian Creek Island in Miami. That is the third 8-figure property purchase the Amazon founder has made in Miami in just the last 12 months. But the billionaire migration to Florida is making even Jeff Bezos' $200 million portfolio of properties look downright modest. According to the New York Post, Citadel Security CEO Ken Griffin has purchased 17 oceanfront estates, some worth as much as hundreds of millions of dollars individually. He is now knocking them all down to make way for one single beach house for his retirement that is estimated to be worth more than $1 billion once complete. None of these billionaires are native Florida men, but it's not the sand and the sun that's bringing them down there. So why the fuck are billionaires scrambling to get into Florida all of a sudden?
Half of the state's top 10 billionaires live in South Florida. The very largest corporations have saved an enormous amount of money in taxes on the large states.
People are flocking here, celebrities, business professionals, everyone alike.
While other parts of the country are cracking down on billionaires and their extravagant lifestyles, Florida is trying to make itself the perfect hideaway for them and their money. According to the LA Times, the mayor of Miami actually personally courted Elon Musk, encouraging him to move his primary residence and business to the city. South Florida wants to be the perfect place for you to live, if you're extremely wealthy. Miami has always been a popular destination for the ultra-wealthy to spend their summer vacations. According to data collected in a study by the global wealth management firm Henley & Partners and